Oh.
All right, we're good to go. What's up, D. Mitchell? Thanks for joining.
Good. I'm good, brother. How are you?
Very good. Do you still have that question you were about to ask?
No, I'll ask it later.
Fair.
Almost got caught on that one. But yeah, no, we'll ask it later. It's personal and you're going to have to answer.
Okay. Then yeah, let's keep it off air if you're pointing at me.
Hey, fresh of the WFR reunion, which was amazing. Yeah, so it's you know, it's kind of cool to see you after only 2 weeks of being apart. I mean, it's like you're almost there with me. We had a good time, right?
There's no question, like the energy that obviously the experience itself, it was a great time. And like, it was in a time of the year we don't usually get together, I feel. But in addition to that, I really felt that like, there's some sort of like exit from the event energy. Like that next week was just felt extra busy, but extra productive. And like, then the week after, same thing. There's like a momentum. There's some sort of recharge that comes from events like that.
I know, right? You get the blues when you get back home. It's like, where is everybody? I mean, you know, just the positivity and the camaraderie that these events generate. It's like you come home and you're kind of borderline depressed and you want to go back, right? So,
well, let's remember that event with this picture.
Oh yeah.
Hold on here.
Yeah, I have to thank you for that, by the way. I mean, that was all you and Carrie Yochum. Do you pronounce her name Yochum or Yoakum?
I never say her name, but I think it's Yoakum. Not her last name. I always say Carrie. I stop at Carrie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
so Carrie Yoakum, Yochum. I've always said Yochum, but it's like chips, Yochum. Right? CH is chips, but
yeah, whatever. But no, booth was beautiful. Josh Welch took this picture. Mixflix Media takes incredible coverage. He took all the Tint Wiz pictures.
Yes, that's Jeff's son.
Jeff's son. He is my favorite photographer and never lets me down. I mean, in the sense like the pictures coming out of the event and then like 2 days later or so to be able to look through an album of pictures and see all the things that some of the things that I did see and then a lot of things that I didn't see because you don't see the same things. He always does such an incredible job capturing all that. So just want to shout out to Josh.
Yeah, he's making his way, man. He's you know, gained a lot of respect over the past few years, and he's going to all the events. And I mean, look at his dad. I mean, you know, Jeff is a stand-up guy. I respect the crap out of that guy, and he's raised a good kid that's making his way. You know, making a name for himself. So it's always good to see.
He really is. And, you know, interactions, obviously, like he's great to work with, but his talent, I feel like just shines on its own. Like the pictures, I really genuinely mean they are exceptional. He really spends the entire event basically walking around with his camera and being that he knows the industry and he knows the people, he has a grasp on when to shoot versus like hiring somebody that's just like subbed out because they're local. This is somebody who's already going to be at the event and is there. So that's kind of why I feel like something that's going to happen if it hasn't started happening already, but like it should happen, is any industry supplier, especially that is showing at like WFCT, I would try and hire him to also take pictures of their booth and people that are representing their brand, their competitors and so on, because he's already there. He does a great job. He knows the industry. In my opinion, every single person should be hiring him to capture them at an event.
Yep. He's really cool and he's humble and he does great work and just like his dad, right?
Just like his dad, no doubt.
His dad's a phenomenal tinter and he's just good at everything he does. So, but yeah, Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
but thanks again for that whole setup. I mean, you reached out to me and said, you know, Dean, I want to a tent for you guys to have a booth, and it was like no question. I'm like, yeah, we can afford, we can, you know, and you're like, nope, I got it. Let me get with Carrie. We're gonna do a nice design for you, and that tent was just awesome. So Eric, you know, I can't thank you enough
I appreciate the kind words. I feel like that's the best part of a community is jumping in where you fit in. And I
Yeah.
felt like if you need a tent, like if a tent was going to be necessary at any point helpful, that was one I could check off the list. And I like that if anybody was trying to do like a fundraiser in the future or wants to represent TFAC, that's, you know, whatever it is, the tent is very portable, easy to set up, easy to
Oh
ship.
yeah.
You can take it on as like
It's a
check
backpack.
luggage really easily. It's a backpack. So
Yep.
I feel like it's going to be like a community asset that gets used often.
Yeah. Any company out there or any shop owner that has a, grand opening that does a cars and coffee wants
Yeah.
to borrow the tent, we can send a QR code. They want to raise funds. We can ship the tent. It's a blow up tent. It's super easy and, you know, very easy to ship. And hey, we need to come up with original ways to raise funds. And that idea on its own is just a great one for us to help, you know, raise some funds. So again, I can't thank you enough, my friend.
Absolutely. The feeling's mutual. Thank you for all you've done. And I want to unpack some of what you've done over the last year or so with Tinters for a Cause. So why don't, just for anybody who's not super familiar already with Tinters for a Cause, start with kind of a brief summary.
Yeah. So this is you know, it took a few years, in the making, right? I've mentioned this before. Maybe a lot of your listeners are going to think that I'm repeating myself, but what kicked it off originally was John Little's wife, Lark, who had a massive heart attack and she needed a heart transplant, and he you know, cried for help, and we all got together and I auctioned off a heat gun on Window Film Revolution, and it wasn't going anywhere. You know, the auction wasn't, you know, going up as high as I would have expected. So I threw in there that I would deliver their heat gun in person and give some free training. And Lisa Anderson in Texas was the highest bidder. It ended up selling for $4,200. And before I got there, she was kind of the one that got everybody together and decided to make a huge event out of it, and marketed towards the fact that there's going to be international installers from you know, from all over coming to her shop, and attracted a bunch of customers. And we ended up raising $20,000 in cash that day to help John Little, you know, pay for his hospital bills. And that day, we were a whole bunch, and it was probably the first time that I know of that a bunch of brands got together, right? There was no competition. There was no animosity. We were all there for the same cause. And then John Little is the one that said, "Hey, we're all here for a cause. We should all get together and start something called Tinters for a Cause one day." And then Steven Sala, and I were like, "Really, man, that sounds really, really cool, right?" So we, you know, long story short, we put our heads together and we came up with the idea that not having to have everybody fly into an event and, you know, step away from their daily grind,
Sure.
and have a backup where we could have funds coming in every week, every month, and be able to turn around quicker. Then, you know, let's make it happen. So again, long story short, we got our official 501c3 in August of last year. So we're going to celebrate our 1 year anniversary at the end of this month. I think the anniversary date is August 28th. So we're just 2-3 weeks away from our first official year. And we've raised just a little over $150,000, my friend.
Wow.
Yeah, which is phenomenal.
Incredible.
You know, for a small charity,
Mm-hmm.
and for a small community, it's been great. You know, $150,000. We've given away just a little over $60,000 of that 150. So we have about $90,000 left. You know, I'm being super transparent. We have just a little over $90,000 left with what we've raised at the WFR reunion, which was over $12,000. And we've given away, like I said, $60,000 of it. So we were able to quickly turn around and make a difference to people that really needed it. So yeah, it's yeah, I'm happy, you know.
That's incredible, really. $150,000 raised really shows, like, it's obviously incredible because the community, um, you know, provided that, and also
Yeah.
that you were able to create like a foundation, a charity to receive it, and then, you know, distribute it and so on. Just in case anybody's wondering, I think I know the answer to this. Out of the $150,000, you said 60,000 was distributed approximately, and there's about 80 or 90,000 left over. Other than what a tinter essentially, or tinter's family, whatever it is, received, did any money get spent on anything else at all?
Yep. Money got spent on merchandise.
Okay.
Right. If anybody was at the Window Film Revolution reunion, you saw that we had some hats from Pros Nation. We had some hats from actually Tim C. Johnson donated some hats. Again,
Tints.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And we Carrie made a bunch of merch like the bomber jackets. We had some T-shirts. We have flags. We have glasses. We have iron-on patches. We spent about $5,000 so far to make that merch, and we're selling it for double the price, basically. So, like, I'll give you an example. The Film Pros Nation Tinter for a Cause hats cost us $19.50, and we're selling them for $50. So a little over $30 goes directly to Tinters for a Cause. So that's the only money we've spent was for merch to bring back some income.
And that's it.
Yep. That's that. Yep. 100%. The next money we're going to spend outside of giving away is accounting fees, right? We have to get an account. We have an account. We're just setting him all the paperwork. We're getting ready to send him all the paperwork to do the accounting for Tinters for a Cause, to make sure we don't have the IRS up our butts. So that's going to cost probably a couple $1,000s, but that's it. You know, besides merch and accounting fees, that's it. And the rest I have the list of everybody we've helped. I mean, we can go through it real quick. I mean, it was made public, but let me just open up a little file that I have here. It's good for people to know.
And part of this is, I think, appreciated probably because it builds confidence in the organization, because you know it, but some people may not know it. So it's great that it's such a transparent situation.
You're right. And I've said from day one that transparency in this foundation is key. And that's what I want to be. I mean, I have nothing to gain from this. I could be doing a lot of other things with my time, but I have such a huge passion for the industry that I'm making this my life goal even after I retire. And we've got much bigger plans that we're going to discuss after this. But just briefly, I've got a file here. You'll remember, you saw a video. We gave Mary Murphy $10,000 back in August. As soon as we got our official 501c3, I flew down to Kansas City and we helped her. Do you want me to get into details as to why we helped them? I mean,
it's more your call if you feel like it's something that should be shared. If
anybody asks any questions on the live stream, I'll gladly answer. But I can tell you who we helped and how much we gave. Edward Warren and Emmett Horn. Edward Warren Horn and Emmett, his son, got into a massive bicycle accident. He was 10 years old at the time. Massive brain injury. We gave them $10,000 for his treatments. He's doing much better, by the way, slowly but surely. We also put $10,000 aside for Latha Miller, who I think everybody knows is dealing with some liver issues, right? Liver? I think it's her liver, right? Oh, I have it right here. Yeah, she's awaiting liver transplant. And in order to remain on the list, the day they call her, she's going to have to fork up $10,000 to stay on the list, the waiting list. So we put that money aside, and we're going to be the ones paying for that $10,000 so that she stays on that list. We helped our buddy Sammy Graham, who had immediate needs worth $2,500 to pay some stuff just to stay afloat, right? Then we helped our buddy Chris Queen, who underwent some, I think, knee surgery, right? Chris underwent knee surgery and went through his savings just to keep his shop open and paying his staff. So we gave him $5,000 during his his healing process. He's back at work, doing great. Didn't lose a single employee. Kept the shop. Then we helped. I think everybody knows Tony South, who brain tumor, right? Tony has insurance, but went through all his savings to keep his shop open, to pay his employees. Same thing. We also gave Tony $10,000 to help him stay afloat. Mike Goins is another one. Motorcycle accident, is paralyzed from the waist down. We gave Mike Goins just a little over $2,000 to pay for some immediate needs that he had at the time. You know, there's always an open door to revisit some of these issues. That the committee is doing a hell of a job to stay on track with you know, with these guys, to make sure that you know, we can help them more if need be. And then we helped Juan Rivera. I don't know if a lot of people know, but we also major cancer treatments, just a little bit like Tony South. He was going through you know, chemo, and had to stay home. And while he was going through chemo, almost lost his shop and his employees. And we again gave him $10,000. And then the last one is Joe Duval, who was amputated. We gave him about $1,500 to help him with immediate needs. Again, you know, we send a form, and it's like, what do you need to stay afloat as of today, right? And they fill out a form that goes to the committee, and then we just make sure that they're able to pay their phone bills, they're able to pay the rent, they're able to buy some food, just something to stay afloat, and then we revisit. And then in the background, the committee does some behind the scenes work where they go above and beyond. I mean, we have a great committee, which we want to keep anonymous, because we don't want people to reach out directly to the committee. It's good for them to stay anonymous. So, but they do a phenomenal job doing some legwork and helping these people. Not only, you know, it's one thing for us to give money, but it's also what the community does is they go above and beyond. They will reach out to local government agencies and make sure that these people know, the people that we help know, that they have resources where they can reach out for funds, right? Government resources and stuff like that. And we give them all the links, all the phone numbers, and, you know, go help, go, I mean, here are the numbers, and help yourself as well. You know, we're very limited. We have limited funds. There's only so much we can do, but we help you try to find ways to get help. So if you choose not to do so, then obviously, you know, there's only so much we can do, right? So, but yeah, so far that's who we've helped. I don't think I'm missing anybody, but you know, we've given away over $50,000, like I said, right? So what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, no, almost $60,000. Sorry. $60,000 is what we've given away. So, you know, we're here to make a difference. We're here to help. We're here to make sure that shop owners can keep their employees, don't have to close their doors. And that's also good for the manufacturers that they're using, the brand that they're using. If you lose a customer, you know, people ask me what's brands that want to support, ask me what's in it for us. Well, what's in it for brands is not losing a customer, basically. If we can step in and help them keep their shops open, you're not losing a customer, you know, and then we can also, you know, we don't always want to give money. We want to keep the Tintathons going. We want to keep coming up with ways, original ways to raise funds and help out. So, but yeah, I'm proud of the progress that we've made. We're only 12 months in, and, you know, with the limited funds we have, we've given them almost half of it. So it's, yeah, I'm pretty proud of what we've accomplished so far with everybody that's involved and all our supporters. So yeah.
Being a year in, looking forward to the next year, to this now second year in, is there anything that stands out to you that feels like the next step, or something that you're looking to double down on, or I don't know, anything that
I want to, well, I say but when I say I mean we, right? There's a lot of people behind the scenes. It's not just me. There's a ton of people behind the scenes that are actively helping to make sure that we we do this the right way and we raise funds and so on and so forth. But we are working on trying to find affordable health insurance. We are working on onboarding more corporate sponsors in the industry. There are more brands out there, huge brands that we want to approach and show them the benefits of Tinters for a Cause. And by the way, I want to emphasize that Tinters for a Cause is not strictly for Tinters. By the way, it's for the film industry. So if you lay film on cars, you're part of Tinters for a Cause. So the name is subjective, but it's open to PPF installers, vinyl installers, detailers that offer all these services that we offer. Again, as long as you install film on cars, you're part of this. So yeah, we're working on. I had actually I had 2 meetings in the past 3 months with insurance companies. One that's very interesting that I actually have to get with the board. I have to schedule a meeting with the board of directors to see what they think, but something very interesting for the industry. And the cool thing is if we're able to offer affordable healthcare, it'll make it so that every small business owner is able to offer benefits to their employees. So we want to make sure that within Tinters for a Cause, that employee retention is key, right? If you're somehow associated with Tinters for a Cause and part of the insurance program that your employer offers, being a supporter of Tinters for a Cause, well, those are benefits that retain employees, right? So
Yeah.
one of the main things that installers that don't own shops look for are benefits, right? As they get older, they have families,
Sure.
they need insurance, they need affordable insurance. So we're working really hard to get with the right people and to make the right decisions. I was hoping to do that in the first year, but it's unrealistic. I think I said it like a year ago that my goal within the first year is it's impossible. But we're making some headway. I just want everybody to know that we are meeting with companies. Actually, I am right now, and I'm scheduling some meetings with the board and with more insurance companies, and we are going to make something happen. That is the goal, is to make sure that everybody in this industry does not go without affordable healthcare. So
when you talk about impact, like the impact that affordable insurance could have, not only, like you said, for the business owners, but their staff. And then, that rolls over, I imagine, somehow impacts those staff's family as well. Like that's an impact. That's an enormous impact, potentially.
It's huge. It's huge. And it would make a huge difference for our industry, because I think we all know that, it's very expensive for business owners to pay for their employees' healthcare, right? So if we have the amount of people that we want, that we could possibly have to subscribe to this insurance program, the numbers are going to be ridiculously low and affordable, and employers can pay for half of it or all of it for their employees. And again, employee retention is what comes out of it. So, it'll make a huge difference. So we're actively, if there's anybody listening out there that has any ideas or knows anybody that can help us, I mean, we're all in this together. So let's try and figure it out together, right? It'll benefit all of us, especially you guys in the US. Obviously, like I've mentioned before, we kind of have it easy here in the north, but the goal is to get you guys all set so that we don't have to rely on Tinters for a Cause, for example. We can rely on a program that helps us not have to, be that much of a support.
So I want to talk about WFCT and the walk and race for a cause. But before we do, because I feel like it kind of caps off what you were just talking about. We talked about the amount of money that Tinters for a Cause raised, the amount of money that was distributed. The only money that has been spent outside of distributing to Tinters, situations was the merch, which was obviously a creative way to generate more money and build more awareness for the cause. I wonder if you could just speak on, like, the amount of time, like I feel like there's a certain amount of people that will just, maybe they don't know you or they're not involved too deeply in the community, that would say, well, what's in it for him? There must be something in it for him. And I feel like the amount of time, like even if you just simply take the amount of like time and effort you put into setting up the booth and being at the booth all day, and that's just a tiny part, that has nothing to do with the bigger picture of everything you've been doing. If you could just touch on like what's in it for you, because it is very time consuming, I imagine. And
It is. It is, and I've got people that don't know me. I work for Expel. I'm a territory manager managing the Northeast for Expel. So that's obviously very time consuming. So this Tinters for a Cause is just strictly passion. I was fortunate enough, I don't want to sound conceited or boast or anything like that, but I had a very successful shop in Montreal, Canada for 25 years. And I sold my shop to Expel back in 2018. I got a good amount for it. I put money in the bank. There's a lot of other things I could be doing with my time besides my daily grind and then Tinters for a Cause. But I have, again, like I said earlier, I have such a huge passion for this industry. And I've always had the mindset that one bad tint job makes us all look bad. So I've always helped my neighbor. And it's just the continuation of the mindset that I've always had in my career. And I want to be able to help on a global scale. So I'm not going to be a sales rep for another 20 years. I'm going to be 50 in a couple months. And I can see myself doing this for maybe another 10 years and then retire. But I want to keep pushing with Tinters for a Cause as well after I retire. So there's really nothing in it for me besides passion. And I'm 100% truthful. People that know me can vouch for that. But there's, I could probably retire tomorrow. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm rich. I'm not rich, but I've made the right investments in my life to be safe. But I don't want to. I've got, again, just too much passion for the industry, and I want to give back. I want to give back what this industry's given me over the years, and it's given me so much. It's given me a great life, a great family. I was able to support my family. I've been able to travel. I've been able to give my family just the best life ever. So if I can use some of that and give back to make sure that everybody has a better life, does that make sense? Then I'm all for it. So everybody looks for their purpose in life, especially as you get older. And when you get to close to 50, that's more so than ever. And Tinters is for me is just it's my goal. It's my passion. It's what I want to give back. It's just my life. I think that's what I was put on the earth for. As corny as it may sound, but it's just me, brother. I don't know. I love to give back. I've always been, my religion is karma, not to get anything good in return, but just the way it makes me feel. And I just love giving back because we feel good. And there's so many people that are supporting, that are feeling good because they're supporting. And just to seeing the vibe that's changing in the industry in the past 5-6 years, part of that I'd like to think is because of us all coming together and making a difference. I mean, what more can I ask for? So there's nothing in it for me besides giving back. And I'm 100% truthful.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, for anybody who doesn't know you or whatever, like with a charity, it's not only like truthful, it's like verifiable. It's like, yep. That's the point of a charity. Like things are pretty transparent. Like it's not a company, it's a charity. But anyway, I'm glad we were able to kind of get all that stuff out of the way in a way. And I sincerely thank you for all the time and effort, because it is, I'm sure, an incredible amount of time. And like, it's like you said, it's a community of people are working it and putting it together. But at the end of the day, it came together essentially, you led the way, and you have to have credit for that.
And I'm going to keep leading the way, and I'm going to keep accepting support from everybody that wants to give support. And, I appreciate everybody that's on board. You're also, Eric, I just keep telling you that I can't thank you enough, but you've been a huge supporter of this from day one. But it's good to have good, knowledgeable, successful people that have the same mindset, that are able to help make a difference. So, you know, we're all in this together, and hopefully we're going to keep making a difference as time goes on. But yeah, I'm not going to back down. And you know, there's been some negativity surrounding, you know, how we decide who we help and whatnot, and it's just, you know, there's always going to be negative. And this industry is comprised or composed of comprise help me out, of a lot of passionate people, composed of,
I
right?
think you can go with both. I feel like it's
Okay, whatever.
either.
Of very passionate people that speak their minds. Sometimes it doesn't always come out the right way, and that's fine. I mean, I can take it. I can take it, and if I can't take it, then just I'll move on, and I'll block you. I don't need negativity. I need good, resourceful feedback. And if all you can do is bash and be negative, then just I'll move on. I mean,
I feel like here's the thing. Like if somebody has, like, let's say an opinion, right? Like a different opinion. They're looking at this saying like, I have a question, or I think I'm going to expose something nefarious or whatever.
Yep.
Like, no problem, right? Like, bring that issue up publicly.
100%.
Not a problem, because you can't judge when somebody is like right or wrong with that. You just have to make it a conversation, right? But like, if you're going after a charity just to talk shit without like actual thing, you have to think about like your target. Like, if you want to go after things to go after things, and you want to like make fun of like the mailman or mail lady, it's one thing. But like a charity that is working within your community to try and do a good thing, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. Help make it better. But
and if that negative trash talk came from supporters, I would respect it. But people that don't get off their ass and don't do shit to help and support, not just the charity, but the industry as a whole, but feel that they can have a voice in how we run things,
show up and help out and give your opinion and try to make things
exactly
better.
Exactly, help out, support, come up with ways that we can raise funds, come up with ideas on who, what, where, and how we can help, and make yourself useful. I mean, bashing and being negative, there's no room for that. And I'm a positive guy. I'm always going to surround myself with positivity. Yeah. And that's how I'm focused with this charity, is positivity, and that's all it's going to be. But I'm open to negative feedback, but as long as it's meaningful and it helps make a difference. But just don't come at me with stupidities when you've got nothing to support what you're saying, and you've never helped anyone or anything, you know. So
let's transition into something I positively want to support, which is the Race for a Cause at the WFCT coming up September 20th through the 22nd. The race is on September 20th, and I use the word race very generously.
Yeah,
it's at 7 a.m.
And right? It's at 7 a.m. And a lot of people reached out to me, do we have to run? And 3K, for all you Americans, 3 kilometers is 1.6 miles. Okay. So I
so feel like a lot of people might have thought it was 3,000 miles.
No. It's 1.6 miles, I believe. And you can walk, you can run, you can crawl, you can do whatever you want. It's just to be there, and we're all there for the same reason. Yeah. So you don't.
Okay, so it's about 1.8 miles, I think 1.7, 1.8, whatever it is. It's on a boardwalk, my understanding. So it's kind of along the beach. So it's a beautiful setting. 7 a.m. the first day. It's the kickoff. It's going to wake you up to go see Patrick Fransko right after, and he's kicking off the speaking at WFCT. So this is 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. You come out with your peers and you take a beautiful oceanside walk or jog or run. Do you know is there a finish line, like a ending point?
I don't know. I think the boardwalk is 1.6, 1.7 miles, and we're walking the entire boardwalk from what I gather. And then the cool part is we just all go run on the beach and jump in the ocean afterwards. But no, I don't know if there's a start. I know there's a start line, but I don't know where the finish line is. But it's got to be at the end of the boardwalk.
Okay.
So
now,
and all proceeds again. So I have to thank the entire organization, behind with the Window Film Conference. They reached out in a big way this year. They not only donated booth space for Tinters for a Cause, but they put this all together. And there's always a walk for charity at Window Film Conference. And this year they decided to do it for the industry, for our industry, which is obviously Tinters for a Cause. So all proceeds generated from that walk are 100% going to Tinters for a Cause. So, I don't know how many people are there, but it's $45 a person. So, man, if we get at least 100 people there, that's $4,500. I mean,
you get
insane.
a shirt.
So,
I'm just saying, you get
get a shirt out of it.
You get a shirt at the registration the day before, so that you'll be able to wear the shirt. Everybody will look like a unified team. And imagine hundreds and hundreds of Tinters and PPF installers, all like just engulfing the boardwalk, showing unity. I mean, you have to show up. It's shameful if you don't. It's 7 a.m. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, like you said, the pictures we'll be able to take, just it's going to be awesome. It's going to be just all of us being together. And again, I can't thank the organization enough. Deb Levy, if you're listening, I thank you. Thank you for everything you've done this year. Chris Collier for putting us in the Window Film magazine as well. And you guys have been nothing but phenomenal to support the cause this year. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And not just me, but everybody behind Tinters for a Cause. Thanks you guys for making this happen. So I'm very much looking forward to the event.
All right, so here's how it works. If you haven't got your ticket yet, when you get your ticket, you're going to clearly see where you can add Tinters for a Cause if you want to be part of it and select your shirt size. But if you somehow already have a ticket, maybe it's like a free registration, maybe you were enrolled as a competitor and they didn't sign you up, this is what you need to do. You go to wfctevent.com, you come up here to attending, and you see where it says optional events. You're going to come in there and you can a la carte purchase just the Tinters for a Cause, because again, if you're competing and your company signed you up and they didn't click to get you into Tinters for a Cause, you're still going to want to show up and walk or run, and that's how you do it. So WFCT optional events right there, and you can add it to your existing registration if you need be. And there's a kickoff party. So that'll be exactly 12 hours after you're walking the boardwalk or running. You will be doing a kickoff party.
The beach party.
It's going to be awesome.
Right? The beach party?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the co-sponsored Autobahn and WFCT evening event that I think is going to, I have a feeling I could bet that it's going to be the biggest party event that has ever
100%.
happened at a WFCT. I'm pretty
100%.
confident in that.
It's at a bar directly on the walk, right on the beach. It's going to be insane.
Silent charity auction on Thursday. I see Tinters for a Cause logo. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. First time I see that, to be honest.
The silent charity?
Yeah. Silent charity auction.
Okay. Well, good. That's why we brought it up. It's an announcement of the silent charity auction Thursday, September 21st between 2 and 5:30. And as you can see, the proceeds are going for Tinters for a Cause and Auto Glass Safety Council.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I wasn't aware. So there's other great news.
Yeah, I want to say, if I was guessing, that sponsors will be able to provide things that will be auctioned off.
Oh, nice.
In the silent charity on Thursday between 2 and 5:15. It's an opportunity not only to raise money for Tinters for a Cause, but what happens at these silent charities are sometimes incredible prizes will be sold at incredibly low prices because people just don't show up or they don't bid high enough or whatever. So it doesn't hurt to bid because you might get something that you don't expect. Like at a great
exactly. Price. That's awesome. Well, more good news. I wasn't aware. Well, thank you.
And then the last thing that, since we're here, and then we'll circle back, the closing event and awards. This is when they have the dinner and they give out the awards. And what happens to a lot of people is they don't buy a ticket for this because this is a separate like $80 or $70 ticket that you can buy with your registration. And it comes automatically if you're competing. It comes automatically if you're a sponsor, but it doesn't come automatically if you just like get the full registration or the partial registration. So you want to get the dinner, because what happens is you might not think you want to go to it now, but after seeing everybody and being excited about the competition and seeing the semifinalists and all that, the list, you're going to want to go to the dinner, and then it's too late, because they actually do typically sell this out beforehand. It actually sells out. There's limited seating. So that's just my advice from human to human. Get the dinner ticket. And if you don't,
yeah, the food's great. You get to dress up a little bit. It's, you know, it's fun.
All right.
Thanks for sharing that, Eric.
So, yeah, I really sincerely mean, like, I am so excited about this 2K walk. Now, Marco has challenged me to
3K.
a run. 3K, I think 2 miles. I'm converting. Marco has challenged me to a run. Is running acceptable, or is it a walk?
Yeah, you do whatever you want. It's a walk, run, crawl, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess it's on.
But good luck. Good luck if you're going against Marco. Marco runs every day. Hey, I wanna change it up a little bit, but there's an event that we cannot forget that was huge at the beginning of the year to help us raise a ton of money as well with Tinter Battles. I mean, we can't leave Carlos out of this, and yourself. You were part organizer in that. But in January for Tinter Battles, we raised $26,000. By the way, so you know that entire year, the $150,000 we raised. You know, a lot of it was Tinter Battles, then the Window Film Revolution reunion, and a bunch of auctions, and then God knows what the Window Film Conference is going to bring in. But I just didn't want to leave out Tinter Battles out of it, because they were such a huge player in a lot of the fundraising that we did this year. So thank you, Carlos, if you're listening. Thank you, Eric, and the entire team for Tinter Battles that helped make a huge difference. So
absolutely, it was. What a wonderful time that was. And
it was.
The only thing I just want to know, Carlos, is when is the next Tinter Battle? Carlos, if you're out there,
right?
Please.
Do we know? We don't?
Carlos, if you're out there, please send us a signal. That's the big question on the table, I suppose.
Eric, I have a stupid question for you.
No such thing.
And you have to be, I want to know what your favorite song is, and I want you to tell me exactly why it's your favorite song.
Favorite song?
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Sorry, you got some action behind me. Sorry, I got some movers.
I thought they were going to come play the song. Whatever I say, it was.
Favorite song and why? We all have the song that just. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hey, mettez-le pour que l'écran soit vers là, OK? Soit vers le mur extérieur. Sorry about that.
Off to college?
No, well, yeah, my daughter is moving out. We moved her to college, but her room we're filling in with some workout equipment. So
nice.
Her boyfriend, who's twice my size, and one of his friends, we have what do you call the thing you run on?
Treadmill.
Treadmill, thank you.
Oh,
yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy
so heavy.
And they're so much stronger than I am, so they brought it up to the room. So, but yeah. So, what's your favorite song and why?
Listen, I'm not just saying this. I don't have a favorite song. I can't even think of a song. There are certain things that, like movies, songs, actors. My dictionary has 0 in that. They're empty. Like, people don't believe me.
Okay.
But like, name movies, actor. I don't know who we're talking about. Like, I listen to whatever's on the radio and I just kind of jam with it. That's just my jam.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I often ask that question because it says a lot about somebody. So
okay. Well, fuck, I don't know what that says about me. But
I should have but I should have asked you ahead of time in our 10 minute before this live, so that you would have had time to think about it. But just keep that question in mind, and then we'll reconnect, and then you can tell me exactly what it is and why.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
I told you it was a
Look,
stupid
if I'm
question,
giving you
but
an answer, it's the Beatles song that's like, I don't even know the name of it, but it's All You Need Is Love. But I like that. It's not like something where like you'd see me playing it. I would never have it on my Spotify or something. But if I had to think of a song, that song to me feels like they really knew something like that like it hits it on the mark to me. Like, It's like a bullseye. But again, like
go.
it's not like favorite song. Like I don't even know the name of
No,
it, but that
but it has
is like,
meaning to you, right?
has
All you
meaning.
need is love, and that's why you have a big heart, and that's why you give back. That's why you're so generous. That's why it's, that song just relates to how you feel and how you live your life. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah,
I ask that a lot, even to my customers. I'm like, what's your favorite song? And they're like, what? And just knowing what it is and why. It could be Metallica, it could be freaking,
sure.
any song, just name it. But the meaning behind why often allows you to know a little bit more about that person, and you're able to figure out why they are what they are and why they do what they do and stuff like that. So just anybody out there that wants to know a little bit more about somebody, or even in business, just ask that question and find out why, and then you get to know somebody when you find out what kind of music they like and why they like that kind of music, so I don't know. I just thought I'd
What's
share that.
yours? Give me the your answer, but then also kind of your analysis.
So I like a song. It's a country. I mean, it's not my favorite song of all time, but a song that I've been listening to, especially as I get older to 50, and it's called "Next Thing You Know." You can Google it. It's the guy's name is Jordan Davis, I think, and it's the story of a guy and a girl. They meet, they fall in love, they move in together, they get
Oh,
married, or they get married, move in
hold on,
together,
hold
and then,
on. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, we're gonna hear it. Go ahead.
and it's kind of the story of my life, and it's you just like the way I've lived my life is never to be in a hurry for the day to end. Just enjoy every single day, every moment, because time flies. I've actually got it tattooed on my arm. You don't want time to fly. You just got to enjoy every minute. And the song, and your kids are born, your kids are grown, your kids move out of the house. Yeah, it's just, it just time flies. So enjoy every single minute. And that's how I've lived my life. And that's why I like to enjoy every minute and give back and so on and so forth. So
What,
anybody that, yeah, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. At what age did you really like get that strong sense of like, hey, time flies?
Unfortunately, too late. Probably in my 40s, early 40s. I wish I would have probably listened to that song had it existed when I was 25, 30, because I would have enjoyed probably life a little more when my kids were younger. And just, not that I wasn't there for them or anything like that, but you just, you're always anxious for your kids to get older so they stop whining, that or whatever. There's always that little thing that makes you want to
Mm-hmm.
make time fly a little faster. But when you get closer to your 50s, you're like, you reflect on that. And, fuck, was I stupid wishing for time to fly that much? When now all you do as you get older is reflect on the time you had, and it's just, I don't know. I wish there would have been a song like that, or somebody that would have taught me that mindset when I was in my mid 20s, when I first had my kids. And now that my youngest daughter is moving to college, I'm like, oh my God, you know,
Yeah.
so just enjoy every minute, enjoy every second. If you've got young kids, be with them, give them attention. Your business can wait. When you've got kids, make that your focus, and then use that energy that you have with your kids to give you drive to grow your business, and just give it all you got, and don't be in a hurry to see the day end. Does
What
that make
a
sense?
great advice. And I really think that that's one of the important components in like being in a sense of like kind of harmony with the world, because, it, like you said, it's almost like natural to be looking at that next, like when this is gone, that, and then that to me is like an engine that doesn't have the right spark plugs or whatever. Like it's just not going to run right.
Exactly.
You're running, but it's just a little off because
Yep.
it's a little off. It's all about the present moment. And
Yep. Yep.
I
And it's the
definitely
same thing in
understand.
business, right? Just when you're at work, just give it all you got, and take every minute that goes by and make it productive. Don't be in a hurry for that day to end so that you do some stupid things or make some stupid decisions that you may regret. Just
Yeah.
be in it fully, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, hey, let it come at me and let me make the most of what's coming at me so that I can be better the next day, So that, that's somewhat how I lived my life, but I wish I would have known that sooner. But, if those words can help anybody that's listening and the younger crowd that's just newer to the industry and
Cody Becker, are you out there? Cody Becker. I mean, it really is precious advice. Time, like Jason said, is the most precious gift God gives. And I totally agree with that. And everybody's days are limited. So don't be in a rush to get them over with, because you're not going to be in a rush when they're over, or they're coming near over. There's no way.
Yeah, exactly.
You listen to the song. What do you think? Is it like?
It's a really good song, by the way. It's a really good song.
This is it. I mean, we can kind of get a feel for the concept of it. I don't know.
Yeah. And then see, that's them when they're young, and they, it's just a story of life. They meet, they fall in love, they move out of the house. It's just, yeah. That song really hits home for me, especially at the.
That's them in their older age.
That's them in their older age, and then it ends up that they re-fall in love when the kids move out, because they reconnect, just like it was before they had kids. And then next thing you know, the name of the song, next thing you know, they have grandchildren, and then it's just a story of life, basically. But you don't realize it until you see that, and holy crap, time flies. But the song is really good. So, but any country music lovers out there, it's worth a listen, especially the guys my age.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 50 in January. Yeah.
Okay.
Got a few months left, man.
I mean,
I don't feel it though. I mean, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I said I don't feel it. In my head, I'm still in my 30s.
That's what's important, though. Obviously, it's how you feel.
Yeah.
Tim says life is just starting at 50. That sounds like somebody who's 50 or 51 would say.
Tim, is that Tim Ham?
Tim Johnson.
Oh, Tim Johnson.
No, but
thanks for the hats, by the way.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said thanks for the hats, Tim.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, we're talking over. There's a little bit of a delay, so you were going to say he kills it with what?
With the embroidery. Anything somebody needs embroiders, whether it's polo shirts, hats made for your company, like nice polo shirts. Like if you're an Expel dealer, you have the Expel one, he can embroider your logo on the other side or add to them. And it's just like he's like a easy person to deal with, that does high quality work and will do what you want, which isn't the easiest thing to get. Somebody who just does what they say. They do a great job and they're fairly priced and they know what they're doing.
There's a lot of very artistic people in our industry. I want to show you a little something. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to reach over and grab something. Hold on.
Yes.
All right, I'm back. So we got as you all know, there's a few people making knives in our industry. There's Roger Mann and Ryan Reel. Ryan Reel is known for his incredible, colorful. And I'm gonna try to.
Hold on, let me go full screen on you real quick.
So you see, this has my face on it from the original Tinter Battles. Mean Machine Dean. That's pretty cool. And he also made a custom wallet with my face on it. That's pretty cool, and it's got Tinters for a Cause written in the back of the clip here. And he's got a few others that he made. By the way, not the one with my face on it, but these ones will be up for silent auction at the International Window Film Conference. I'm going to have them in our booth, and people can bid. Those are one of ones, so we're all going to have these again at the Window Film Conference in September. Pretty cool, man. These guys just it's insane. And then we've got Roger Mann. That was Ryan Reel. This is Roger Mann. So this one right now, Eric, you want to do the announcement?
I'm going to leave it to you.
So the first person to comment that they're going to donate $100 to Tinters for a Cause is going to get this knife.
And that's in the
So
comments
anybody
here right
that's,
now live.
I can't see the comments, but the first person to say that $100, I will ship this to you. This is a one of one Tinters for a Cause red dot.
It's gone. It's
Gone?
Cash took care of it.
Cash. Cash.
He
There
beat
you
out
go.
Jason and Marion and Dustin and Cody.
Okay, hold on. If it went that quick, I got another one. So
You
actually,
could go
I
in the
lied.
order of the comments or however.
This is 2 of 2. Let's start it again. 2 of 2.
Okay, so I'm going to put some
There's no more.
dashes, and then we're just going to go if you're first below the dashes, and you know it's going to be
Let's
on
go.
my screen. I don't know what else I can do.
$100 for this one.
Jamal came in at 50. Jason Anderson at 100, so he would be the first one.
Jason Anderson. All right, guys. So Cash and Jason, please PM me your address, and you can go to tintersforacause.org, make your donation. As soon as I see that, just text me your address, and I will ship those knives. Thanks, guys. The other ones will be up for a silent auction again at the Window Foam Conference in September.
Beautiful. And that
just raised another $200.
That conference is in Virginia Beach, September 20th through the 22nd. And the day you'll be walking for the cause or running is September 20th, which is a Wednesday at 7 a.m. You need to register on WFCT.com, WFCTevent.com, so that you are registered for the charity. You could register at registration, I believe. You could add that. The only thing is you won't get a shirt if you don't do it online ahead of time. And the shirt is like, you know, kind of worth it doing it ahead of time, so you get the shirt versus doing it there and you don't get a shirt. And then potentially I'm going to race Marco, so you'll be able to see that. Who knows?
That's going to be fun.
If you're going to the event, everybody should be there. So there's hundreds of people. It'll make it that much more fun.
Anybody wanting to donate to Tinters for a Cause, we've got our website at tintersforacause.com. There's a link on there to donate directly. So we take any donation. I think the minimum donation amount is $20, but you know, there's no maximum. There's a $20 minimum. So feel free to help support. If you use a brand that could possibly be interested in supporting us, please get them to reach out to me. tintersforacause.org, tintersforacause@gmail.com. And yeah, man, we'll take all the help we can get, and we're going to keep helping. So,
and then just announced, Cody Becker will be taking on Carlos in a race during that 3K. So,
oh yeah,
you're going to get to see Cody Becker race Carlos the Texas Squeegee, 7 a.m. Wednesday in person live. You'll be able to see this in the aftermath by showing up.
Oh, is he going to walk or run?
Run. The racing. He's going to be training.
That's going to be. Hey, you know what we should do while we're there? We should make it a point to get up every morning at 6:30 and go walk minimum of 45 minutes on that boardwalk or directly on the beach, a whole bunch of us, and then we're all in shape to go compete, to run our booths. You know, we should get together every morning.
To start the day. 7
I don't know what time it's.
Yeah, 7
What time is
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday the conference starts at 1 p.m., right?
But hold on, the conference starts at 1 a.m., but the conversation, meaning the education, starts at 8 a.m. Kicking off it is Patrick Francisco and Aaron, and they will be talking about marketing and AI. So it's going to be, a good way to kick off the morning and the whole thing. Yeah. 7 a.m. Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. So Cody's racing Carlos, and if Marco's racing, that means Cody's essentially racing Marco and Carlos. Like it's all become there. And then just throwing this out there, you have the Green Valley brothers, Josh and Ricky, and they can run a mile in like 5 minutes, and they're running too. So,
boy,
well, they're training for a 100-mile marathon in October.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's Marco caliber right there.
That is Marco, the man who doesn't sweat. So you'll be able to see
Yeah.
Marco hopefully win the race without sweating on Wednesday if you show up.
Nice.
Dean, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing everything that you do. And
Thank you
40
for
days from
supporting
now,
me.
we're going to be walking the beach
Yeah.
together.
We're going to be walking the beach together and having a bunch of fun and hopefully raise a ton of money for Tinters for a Cause. Again, Eric, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I want to thank everybody that supports Tinters for a Cause. You know, I don't have the words, but thank you. So let's keep this thing going, and we'll see where we're at. Let's reconnect. Let's schedule a date right now for Tint Wisdom 300 in August of 2024 and see where we're at. And hopefully we've got a lot of more exciting announcements to make and you know, some official stuff to be set and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see where we can take this. Appreciate you for taking the time.
Of course, thank you. And thank you to everyone who takes the time to listen, watch, comment, listen, anything. Yeah, super appreciated. And there's no show next week. There'll be a show the week after. And WFCT, don't miss it. Get registered because
Yes.
they might run out of shirts. You need shirts for to show up.
Come learn,
right,
guys. Come learn. There's a whole bunch of Tinters out there and installers, and you can learn a lot from coming to these events. So don't hold back. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there. I have a sincere feeling that this is going to be the best WFCT there's ever been. So I do think that this will be the best one. So if you're going to come to one, this would be the one to come to because it's probably going to be the best one ever. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks again, Dean.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.